Should I Turo my car? Should I Turo my vehicle? What that means is, should I rent my vehicle, especially in this economy right now? Let's say I'm just getting started. I'm tapping in. I'm pretty interested. No matter where I'm at or what marketplace and whatnot, should I Turo my car? It's an extra vehicle. I don't really use it as much, and I'd like to make some extra income, or at least allow it to make some income. What are some prerequisites and things that I should be looking at in order to make sure that my car is Turo ready, and if I'm in a place to be able to rent my vehicle on the platform? Welcome, y'all. Turo Power Host out here in Las Vegas. We have over 20 plus vehicles, and we've been doing this for over 15 plus months already, over 1,000 trips on the Turo platform. Let's tap in and talk about this. Should I Turo my car? Yes, you should. If it's something where you're just looking to make some extra income, you want to learn more about cars, this business model, and you have the leverage for it. Now, there's a few things that I want to make sure that you got when you're thinking about renting on Turo. One is, what marketplace are you in? What cars are being rented? Are there already a good amount of hosts? And here's the thing. If there's a lot of hosts that get a lot of bookings, that's actually pretty healthy for your marketplace. It's not competition. It's like the concept works, so why not be part of what's going on in the market share? Let me be part of that revenue that's already being made. So that's a good news when you guys are going out there and really looking at your marketplace. I look at the marketplace and making sure it's just not no random lost town where nobody comes into town. Like when you're in any of these major cities, Turo is a good spot to be. Number two is, I think about the vehicle. Okay, what kind of vehicle do you have? Because when you look at a lot of the vehicles out there, and again, I think when you're just getting started, I just go the economy route. Don't go too luxury, too high end, unless you know a lot about the insurance game, unless you have connections, you know about cars, the market, you know how to maintain your cars as well. Because I know for more luxury vehicles, it's money. It's a lot more money, and people don't care about your cars. But don't let that scare you. That's why I say get into the economy route, where it's an easy car that lasts long. The top cars that I'd go for are like Corollas. Any Corollas, besides all the simple maintenances where it's like tire rotations, new tires, oil change, top up fluids. It's rare for these cars to really go through some major engine or transmission stuff. Corollas just last for a long time. I'd go the Honda route as well if you have a Honda. And with Corollas, a Lexus. If you guys have a Lexus, those things, what I like about Lexuses is they can rent more because of the luxury status, but also they're long lasting. Great cars to start off with. So if you're looking at just vehicles to rent, those are my top. But don't get like discouraged if you have an Audi. I know Audi's not the best type of vehicle to rent with all the stuff that it goes through. And Fords, Ford stands for found on road dead. A lot of these vehicles out there that you're seeing, if they consistently have problems, it's going to be hard, because guests get picky. They want something safe. They want something reliable. They don't know what you'll be going through. They booked. It's their money, and they just want the best experience. Again, when I'm looking at all these things, it's like there's these roadblocks, these last moment things where cars have like deficiencies. They go through whatever they're going through, and then like for example, like things breaking down, little things for the check engine to pop up, and then guests don't feel safe. That's why I go with a car that's just something that lasts. And on top of that, let's say you don't have a car, any one of these cars that I'm recommending. The last thing that I talk about, we talk about marketplace, we talk about car. Last thing I talk about is, do you have a mechanic? Are you the mechanic? Do you know about cars? Do you know a majority about cars? Do you have someone locally that can inspect your vehicle every couple trips to just make sure things are going well? Right? This isn't a walk in the park type of biz, but if you know about cars, a lot of people that are doing amazing in the space, they know about cars, or they are at least connected to someone that knows about cars. You'll see behind every successful Turo fleet is a mechanic there that knows about vehicles, that doesn't screw them, so their profit margins are super thin or maybe even negative, but they know about vehicles. They can do a lot of the maintenances, and if something pops up, they'll be able to diagnose it and get it back on the road right away. And that's why, depending on the fleet that you're trying to build or trying to run, that's why I tell people, if you're going to get started, don't try to go 4, 5, 10 cars deep. Like, start with one, build the systems, understand the processes behind those systems, and then see if you want to add another car to the fleet. And then, the question is always, should it be finance or should it be cash? Everyone's situation is different. Wisdom is seeing your situation, knowing how to move and navigate in your marketplace with your current portfolio, with where you're at, and not over leveraging yourself. So if you want to be like, RC, I'm pretty down. I want to try this out. Like, should I go buy a vehicle? Right now, as I'm shooting this video this month in November 2022, probably not. Interest rates are super high. There's a lot of interesting things. We'll probably see it dip down very soon, but you're gonna have to do all your research. I have a lot of videos on just like the type of cars that you guys can be running and all that, but do your research. Know if it's the good time to purchase a vehicle. Don't rush it, because when things go on sale, you're just gonna be stepping in, and you're gonna be able to go out there and really buy, cars pennies on the dollar, really good deals. And that's when you should be going in. Learn the business model, consume, get more content, start off with a vehicle if you have an extra vehicle just to get started, and then see if you like the business model. Most people would end up not liking the business model, and I had a friend that recently just said, hey, it was cool and all, it sounded great, but I can't be doing this, man. I didn't realize how much work was behind the scenes. It's a lot of work behind the scenes, okay? It's not a walk in the park. So I'd look at those factors, and then once you've decided you got a vehicle, all you got to do is just get a tracker. Get a tracker going. Make sure that if your car's not new enough to have a tracker, go out there, get a tracker. There's a lot of trackers out there. I'll probably drop a video in the future on the trackers that I recommend, and possibly a tracker that I use. But there's so many car trackers out there. You can just go. You guys can YouTube other stuff. Go figure out what other people are doing for trackers. But that's really it. Once you got that, get it ready. It's very, very simple to get it locked into the platform, and you're going to get bookings right away. That, as long as your marketplace has competition, like healthy competition, there's a lot of people out there, you're going to get booking. Turo likes to give people that are just getting into the platform a chance. Like, I was surprised at all the chances we had as hosts when we were just starting off. We thought it was saturated. It's too late. There's a lot of great hosts out there that have higher ratings, already been on the platform for years, but I'm surprised at all the new hosts that get a chance. So if you have the ability, you have the bandwidth, you have the portfolio, you have the asset, why not? See if it can make you some extra money, because especially nowadays, multiple sources of income is no longer a necessity or a luxury. It is a necessity. So multiple sources of income. It's not like, okay, I'm doing this to look cool or just to win the extra bag. It's like, no, it's here so I can actually start to make a living, and I could sow seeds, and I can multiply that seed and be wise. And running a biz or any type of hustle really teaches you how to be a good steward. Are you going to go spend that bag on a Friday, Saturday night clubbing with the friends, or are you going to go back because you worked hard to make that extra income, to see how you can multiply that money, put it into an investment portfolio? I use Acorns as a passive way. So there's so many ways to just allow your money to work for you. Maybe even putting into a APY or a high yielding savings account. I don't even know why I say APY. High yielding savings account. Okay. So again, there's so many out there. Ali's a good one where it has high yielding savings accounts. Amex has good ones. Again, that wasn't the point of this. What I'm trying to share is, when you tour your vehicle, you're going to learn the value of the money coming back. And are you going to just spend it on just anything or whatnot? Should you rent your car on Turo? Again, 3 things: marketplace, the type of vehicle you have, and then last thing is, do you have a mechanic? Or do you know a mechanic? That's how you're going to succeed in this place. That's how you're going to succeed on this platform. If you don't have a mechanic, there's going to be a lot more stress than usual, or you're going to be learning about vehicles a lot. Set up your garage and just start learning, but it's going to slow you down. This is why having those in place. But don't allow any of these things to stop you or slow you down from learning about it or even getting in. Everyone's, again, situation's different. So get in where you fit in. See if it's worth a shot. In worst case scenario, you got like 2-3 bookings, and now you're just like, okay, I'm not doing this. I don't like this. Or 2-3 bookings, you're like, this is great. I can see how, and the vision on what I can do to expand. So evaluate these, see if it's right for you, and keep on pressing on. Thanks, y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed or got some stuff on this, and I didn't rant too long. I just did a video on how we did over 100K plus on Turo with a handful of months left, about 4 or 5 months left. And I want you guys to just see how we're actually running this fleet, and just a lot of the key takeaways that I learned from this business model to really evaluate. And don't ever compare yourself to me, because obviously my level of being able to take all that stuff is on a different level. One vehicle is okay. Start with one vehicle and see where you're going. Go ahead, tap into that video. I'll see you guys in the next videos. Take care. Bye-bye.